fam, you're welcome back to my channel. If you're a returning subscriber, I say welcome back. Thank you for tuning in once again. And if you're seeing my face for the first time, you're also very welcome. My name is Adeoye, and this is my space. This is a lifestyle vlog. It is a beauty channel, it's a family channel, and food as well. You're highly welcome, but please do me a favor. Try help me subscribe. There is the word subscribe written in red ink somewhere down below. I just need you to help me tap on that word, and that way you have become a part of the family. You're highly welcome. I appreciate you. So this is my real face. Yes, I'm claiming this face as my real face. If you guys have been watching my vlogs, Shebi, this is a drastic change, Abi. It doesn't look like me, but it's me. And I'm claiming it. Like I said, this is my real face. Just get used to it, okay? Anyway, guys, so this video, I'm excited. You know why? Because this is my very first collaboration on this vlog. Whoop, whoop. This is my very first collaboration and I am excited. I am collaborating with a very beautiful lady who is also a YouTuber that is based in the UK, and her name is Adeoye Agwegwe. I am going to leave the name of her channel on the screen, and I'm also going to leave a link to her channel in the description box. So please don't forget to check the description box to click on it and then go directly to her channel. And please, I'm begging you people that when you get to her channel, don't forget to subscribe. Watch her video, like her video, share her video, and also subscribe as well. And please let her know that you're from here, okay? Thank you so much. So, what are we going to be talking about today? The title already gave it away anyway, but I'm going to still say it. So we're talking about the lessons we've learned so far in marriage. I'm going to be talking about 5 lessons that I've learned so far. So I've been married traditionally for 11 years, and my church wedding was 10 years ago. So I'm going to be sharing with you the lessons I've learned so far. I'm going to get right into it so that this video will be as short and sweet as possible, okay? So the first lesson I've learned is that things will not always go the way you plan them to go. You get? Like, okay, I say this because when we enter into marriage, when husband and wives enter into marriage, you enter with different expectations. Like me now, okay, I'll be applying it to my marriage, because after all, it's the lessons I've learned so far I'm talking about. Okay, I entered into my marriage with with my own expectation, with my own dreams, with my own hopes and everything, my plans of the way I want my home to be. And at the same time, my husband as well entered with his own expectations. And then as a result of those expectations, when it comes to making major decisions, sometimes we end up clashing. You get? Now, it happens that way because, of course, you're married to somebody that came from a different background, that was definitely raised differently than you were, that has different hopes and dreams from you, okay? So when we're trying to make some major decisions, we tend to clash sometimes, not all the time. And that is where compromising comes into play, you get? So you know what compromising means, right? Anyway, I'll still explain it. Compromising is when the two of us reach to an agreement by either changing some demands. Bikono, can you hear that noise? That's ding dong noise. It's our neighbor. They have wind chime. So their wind chimes, when the wind is blowing, their wind chimes tend to make noise. It's musical, but I don't know if it's disturbing you guys. That's what you can hear anyway. So I was saying that compromising is when the both of us reach an agreement by either changing some demands or giving up some demands. I'm going to give you an example. Now, I grew up with dogs. I'm a dog lover. In my family, we always had dogs at every point in time. In fact, there was a time we had about 6 dogs at a time. Yeah. So I'm a dog lover and I love dogs. And then it happened to be that I married somebody who doesn't like dogs. So I said I wanted a dog and he said he didn't want a dog. So what did we now do? We now had to compromise. So we now agreed that instead of getting big dogs like a pit bull, a Rottweiler, Alsatian and the rest of them, we now agreed that we would get a small house dog like a Lhasa Apso. That way, we're getting a dog, but it is not a ferocious dog. So we both agreed to that, and we were going to get the dog, but unfortunately, we didn't get the dog before we relocated to the US. So I'm just giving an example of how we get to compromise. So compromising is important. I've learned that compromising in a marriage is very important because things will not always go the way you plan them to go, okay? So the second lesson I've learned in my marriage is that when we have issues, I tend to see it as, okay, let me put it this way. It is not me against my husband or my husband against me. But when we have issues, it is me and my husband as a team against the problem. So what I'm trying to say is I don't see my husband as the enemy. Rather, and he doesn't see me as the enemy either. Rather, we see the problem as the enemy. And then we team up to find solutions to that problem. We team up to tackle that problem and to solve that issue. I don't know if this makes sense. In fact, you might even have to rewind this part a little bit, just a little backer, for you to understand what I just said. Maybe you understood it the first time. It's all good. But what I'm trying to say is that we don't see each other as the enemy when we have conflicts, okay? So I've learned that he is not the problem. Rather, the problem is the problem. So we team up to tackle the problem. That way, I don't see him as my enemy, because in a lot of marriages, most couples see each other as enemies and they resent each other, they loathe each other, which is not the case. So we have learned, not just me, we have learned to team up against the problem. So the third lesson I've learned in my marriage is that nobody is perfect. I am not perfect. My husband is not perfect. So when he does things to upset me, I don't see him as being wicked to me per se, you get? I don't see him as being unnecessarily mean to me. Rather, I see him as an imperfect man, just as I myself am imperfect as well. So that way, I don't resent him. I know that he's prone to mistakes. I know that when he does some certain things, he doesn't mean to do them. Does that make sense? So this has helped me a lot in my marriage, because that way I don't resent my husband, as I forgive him easily. I might tend not to talk to him for some time more, as the woman that I am. After all, I have to do shakara somehow. But it doesn't mean that I'm bearing grudges in mind against him. It means that I don't see him as a wicked person. I don't resent him. He's an imperfect person, and then he sees me that way as well, that I'm imperfect, and then we tend to learn from each other. Okay, so the fourth lesson I've learned so far is that communication is everything. Like everything. In my opinion, if you ask me, I would say that communication is the bedrock of marriage. Listen, if you're one of those people who do not like to communicate, or rather who does not like to communicate, who does not open up to your boyfriend or your girlfriend or your fiancé or whatever, then you have no business getting married, because marriage requires you to communicate with your spouse. And when I say communication, I mean down to the tiniest details. Okay, if you say you will not communicate, as an I keep saying that it is a bedrock. Okay, I'm going to explain why I say that communication is the bedrock of marriage. Number one, how can you love without communication? How can you build trust in your partner without communication? How can you get to learn each other without communication? Okay, now I'm going to, like I said, I'll keep using myself as an example. When I first got married, I come from a family where we're open to each other, we tell each other things. And my husband, on the other hand, comes from a family where they don't, well, I wouldn't say, they don't really communicate that much. So as a result of that, he was like a closed book. He's not the kind of person that liked to communicate a lot. But when I came in, I began to tell him even the things that he considered unnecessary. And he was like, "Shay, you're all right. What is wrong with this woman? Why are you telling me all these things?" Like, he had to, eventually he got used to it. He got used to me telling him everything. And then what happened? He began to open up. He began to open up like a flower. He began to tell me things that I did not expect him to tell me. In fact, until today, there are things he will tell me and I'm like, oh my God, did he say that? Is he really talking to me? As in, it shocks me when he says some certain things, because even though he's a work in progress, even though he's not as closed as he used to be, he's still not as open as I would want him to be. He's still not as open as I am. So he's a work in progress. So when he says some things, he takes me unawares, and I'm sure he also takes himself unawares as well. So what am I saying? Communication is very, very, very important. So you need to learn to communicate with your spouse, and down to the tiniest details. Like I said, if you are going out, tell her you are going out. Tell her where you are going. I'm not saying that you need to take permission. I'm just saying you need to inform in capital letters. Inform your spouse. Give them that, accord them that respect of informing them that you are going out and where you're going, just in case of incasity, so that if you get lost, let them know where to start looking for you from. Okay, so you need to learn to communicate, because communication is very important in marriage. That is the 4th lesson I learned so far. And then the 5th lesson I have learned, which is the last but not the least, in fact this one is even the greatest lesson of all, is that God is everything. Like, my marriage is nothing without God. Without God, my marriage makes no sense. Nothing really works. Like, how can you even marry without God in the equation? How can you? Those of you that do it, how do you do it? It's not even possible, as and I can't even begin to comprehend it. So I've learned that God is everything. He's the number one. He's the orchestrator of my marriage. So I've learned to always put him first. I've learned to involve him in every little detail. I've learned that without him, my marriage is nothing. It cannot work. I put him first. I ask him everything. I report every little matter to him, for him to give me guidance and to give me the wisdom to know how to tackle the matter. And it is because I have put him first, that is why these lessons, these other 4 lessons I've mentioned, that is why I was able to learn them, because he helped me learn them. And when I say he, I mean God. So guys, I've come to the end of this video. It was short, Abi. Chai. It was short though. I'm not used to making short videos, but it's all good. Remember that I said that this video is a collaboration with Adeoye Agwegwe. Don't forget to go to my description box to find her link there and go directly to her channel, so that you would learn from her. In fact, I can't even wait to go and watch her own video, because I'm eager to see what she has learned so far and see what I can learn from what she has learned. So please, when you get there, like I said, Bikono, subscribe to her channel as well. Follow her channel, turn on the notification bell, so that when she posts a video, you will get to know. And do the same to my channel as well. Some of you don't know when I post new videos because you did not turn on the notification. But why? That bell that is beside the word subscribe, tap on it. That way you get to know when I post new videos, so that you'll be one of the first to watch my videos, okay? And then at the same time, some of you also come and watch my videos and you don't subscribe now. I need you guys to subscribe. That is the way my channel will grow. And then I also need you guys to share my video. Anytime you watch my video and you love the content, you love that video, do your family and friends a favor by sharing that video with them, so that they can learn as well. Don't learn it by yourself now. Don't be greedy. Learn it and then also share the video, so that they can learn as well, so that they can also subscribe as well. That way it's going to be a win-win situation. Anyway guys, thank you so much for watching up till this point. That is, if you have watched up till this point, you're the real MVP. And I always say that God will bless you from me, okay? So that's it guys. I'm rambling because the video is short, as in I don't know how I'll manage, but I'll see you guys in my next video. Just stay safe, Remember to share, to like is important, to share is importanter, and to subscribe is importantest. Okay, thank you once more for watching my video. God bless you, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.